I never expected a parking space argument to end with a police report, surveillance footage, and a middle-aged woman screaming, "I didn't do anything." But that's exactly what happened. Let me rewind. I live in a quiet suburban cul-de-sac, the kind of neighborhood where lawns are trimmed with laser precision and every driveway has at least one SUV. I keep to myself, work remotely, and drive a brand new black Tesla Model 3. It's my baby, clean, polished, no scratches, no dings. Until I met Karen. She moved in across the street 6 months ago. Blonde bob, yoga pants, SUV with rescue dogs or people too stickers, and a permanent scowl. She made a name for herself quickly, barking at kids for riding scooters on the sidewalk, arguing with the mailman, and reporting people for violating noise ordinances at 3 p.m. My first run-in with her? A minor driveway disagreement. I had a friend over for lunch who parked momentarily in front of her mailbox, still on public curb space. She came out yelling like we'd blocked emergency services. "Tell your guest to move their car or I'm calling the city," she shouted. I apologized, moved the car, and chalked it up to a bad day. But from then on, she started glaring every time I pulled in or out. Sometimes she'd stand on her porch with arms folded, like a nosy neighborhood security guard with zero jurisdiction. Then came the real trigger. I had some landscaping done, legally, professionally, with a permit. It included some new exterior lights and a stone walkway. Apparently, the landscaping crew's truck parked too close to her lawn. She stormed out and started yelling at the workers. I stepped in and politely told her to stop harassing them. Her response? "You think just because you drive a fancy car you can ignore community respect? You're the problem with this neighborhood." I laughed. Not my smartest move, but it slipped out. 3 days later, I woke up to a sick feeling. I was heading to a meeting, coffee in hand, when I noticed it. A deep, vicious scratch running across the driver's side door of my Tesla. Not a light scuff. This was deliberate, cruel, and unmistakable. I froze. Then I got angry. The first person I thought of was Karen. Who else had a motive? Who else had a history of snapping over tiny things? Fortunately, I had two things going for me. I had a Tesla with Sentry Mode, which records all nearby motion. I had just installed new security cameras for the landscaping project. I checked the footage. At 11:34 p.m., the night before, a figure in a hoodie walked up to my driveway, looked around, and dragged something metallic across my car door. The hoodie slipped just enough for the streetlight to catch her profile. It was Karen, clear as day. I immediately called the police and filed a report. The responding officer reviewed the footage, whistled, and said, "Yeah, she's toast." They went to her house within the hour. From my living room window, I watched it all unfold. Karen came to the door in pajama pants, tried to slam it, then stood on her porch arguing with the officers. I couldn't hear everything, but I caught a loud, "I didn't do anything." The police didn't buy it. She was escorted back inside while they wrote up the report. One of the officers came back to me and said, "We'll be charging her with criminal mischief and vandalism." The footage makes it an open and shut case. When news got around the neighborhood, it spread like wildfire. Neighbors who had their own Karen horror stories started coming by to thank me. One guy even brought me a six-pack of beer and said, "We've been waiting for someone to stand up to her." Karen avoided me for weeks after that. Her husband came by once to offer a quiet apology and said they'd handle the repair costs privately if I dropped the charges. I declined. 2 months later, they moved out, and my Tesla, repaired, polished, and equipped with even better cameras. Let that be a lesson. Mess with the car, and the car fights back with receipts, timestamps, and high-definition footage.